Oh, there we go. Hey, everybody, and we're welcome back to Journey to the Farlands. We're here with yet another episode, of course, as you can see. Uh, this one's 177, I believe. Yeah, I think we're still on track. I changed it from 176, so I'm assuming that's what the last one was. But anyway, I'm gonna hop right in the world, and we'll get this commentary going. But yes, we are. I'm back from my 2 day break. Like my little mini break I took. uh, just it was a busy last 2 days, and I've been getting sucked back into Terraria. So that's why I haven't really been playing the journey here. But I do intend to keep this as a daily thing. I'm just gonna, of course, try and actually get episodes recorded every day. Yeah, like Thursday was busy because I just spent that day playing Terraria basically entirely. Because the morning I did like one world, and then the evening I did with Devon with Calamity mod. And I ended up, oh, we're going all sorts of different directions. And I did a bunch of Terraria though. I'm back. I'm getting a real Terraria kick or whatever you call it, or I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of the new game I'm moving into, I guess now. But I don't want to forget about the good old Minecrafts here. We've been going for what, 11 months strong? I mean, 1 month, June was a little touch and go, but that was probably the busiest month of the journey thus far. But yes, I will, yeah, I digress. What a time. It's Saturday, almost midnight, as of my filming this. It's the 29th. It's been like, I guess 3 days, 2 days since the last episode I did, which was also on a work day like this. I think that was also a commentary, so you're getting like all sorts of commentaries in the row, or in a row. But I kind of felt like doing a commentary today just because it's probably going to be a shorter episode just because I do work tomorrow. I do work a little bit early tomorrow, so I'm going to be probably doing like a 30-minute long episode today, which is unusual, I know. But I'm going to kind of ease back into it, of course, and maybe after work tomorrow I'll get a longer one and longer stream. I might even do a before the Journey to the Farlands stream first or something, because I still want to make progress in that world. It's gonna be a lot slower than this journey was, of course. Well, it's the same thing, but anyway. But yeah, that's the plan. I still haven't gotten any time to edit, so maybe tomorrow will be the day I finally get modded started. And then, yeah, I'll probably record episode 2 soon thereafter. Probably maybe even tomorrow or the day after that. Because I do have a few days after tomorrow that I have off, so we'll see what I do. I might, go back into Terraria a bit. I think I'm also going to camp too, so it'll be quite the time. Be quite the time. Hoping to get some progress in the journey though. But at least something is better than nothing. That's what I say. But yeah, I'm continuing, of course, to the Farlands as per the usual. Progress has halted for a few days, but I'm still, it's pretty good, keeping things going. I do want to get another, like, more marathon-y episode out. If I do have a day, like, where I can do stuff before we go to camp, then I might do, like, a marathon. Another one. Just because I want to keep that kind of pace going. At least throughout the summer. No guarantees about the fall, but I can for sure try for now. yeah. What is the news recently? Not a whole lot has changed. I guess I'll be working more hours after next week, I think. Or I guess next week, yeah. It'll be this week. I guess it is this week now, because it's the 30th now, but it's just midnight. But I think, I guess next week or the week of the 6th, I'm going 6th. God, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble pronouncing words and whatnot. But yeah, on the 6th of August, I'm going on a trip, a few-day trip. So I probably will take a few days off, so I'll probably see if I can get some progress in before that time hits. And then soon after that, we'll be doing the anniversary episode, the 1-year anniversary of the journey and all that. Maybe even the outpost if I run out of diamonds quick enough. But yeah, the plan right now is for August 1st, which is, I guess, just like 1 or 2 days from now. I don't even remember if, because of course there's the July 30th. Is there a 31st or is it just August right away? Oh, there's a 31st. So Tuesday the 1st, I'm going to be starting a month-long event. I've decided to do it month-long. It's not going to be every day of the month, because of course I'll be taking a few days off for the trip, and I don't think too much else will be happening. We'll see, but hopefully, if everything goes to plan, there will be at least like 20, 25 episodes. Maybe closer to, yeah, probably 20 or 25 in between there for episodes for this like month-long event. So there won't be like, it won't be 178, 179. It won't be like that. It will just be like, I don't know what I'm calling the event yet. A few days before, or not even like 2 days beforehand. I don't even know what to call it. I was thinking like month of the Farlands or something, or I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a clever name. It's basically just gonna be like one long, anniversary, basically the anniversary month. And I'll probably do it again next year before I go off to post-secondary. I don't know if I'll go right to the end of August next year, but hopefully hopefully by that point we might be able to reach the Farlands in like the August event a year from now. But considering my pace, we're at just about a year now. There's just like 17 days until we reach our 1-year anniversary, which sounds like a lot of days, but also the summer thus far has just flown by. So that's why I'm trying to get this pace up, because I mean, chances are it'll probably be a few years, but I want to remain optimistic and at least push things a little bit, just in hope and whatnot. Even if it does take longer, I'm still willing to stick around. It just might be slower, post-secondary stuff and whatnot. Or I guess if any of you guys are watching who don't know what post-secondary is, after high school or after secondary school, or I don't know what people call it, but all that university college stuff. But that is quite far down the pipeline, but I do want to plan ahead with a series like this where it's already taken a year to get to like a third of the journey. So yeah, chances are like 3 years. That's my estimation, like my realistic estimation. My hopeful is at least a year from now, like by the 2-year anniversary of the journey, we'll at least be somewhere closer. Because unlike this past year where I've had to deal with grade 12, or I don't even know what you'd call it in like other countries or European countries, but yeah, grade 12. It's basically the last grade of high school. But yeah, so yeah, I had to worry about all that stuff, and I'm technically in what you'd call grade 13, because I I had a few more classes I wanted to brush up on. And also, conveniently enough, I didn't plan it for this, but it gives me an extra year to do the journey. Otherwise, what I was talking about, next, or I guess the next after the fall after this fall, um, that was post-secondary stuff. If it wasn't, if it was the normal plan, it would have been this fall. So we probably wouldn't have made it to the Farlands anytime soon. But yeah, I got one semester of grade 13, and then I'm just gonna work for like half a year. So it'll be like this. It'll be like this for half a year, plus another summer. We'll see if I have the same job, of course. Then I'm hoping I will, because I actually like this job quite a bit. It's pretty nice, but yeah, ideally I'd have the same job, and it'd be basically just like how it is now for like 8 months. Because there's the 2 months of summer. Yeah, basically from the end of January after my exams in the first semester to August. That's a long time to just be able to just do daily episodes and marathons and whatnot. I mean, it probably won't be ideal. Like, it's not gonna be like exactly like how it is right now, because I'm sure I'll have more hours in work, like for work, and I might even have more hours like next week, kind of thing. Because I changed my schedule around in hours and stuff, so chances are I might be working a bit more, but I don't mind that. It's good to save. I'm probably gonna start saving. I also gotta get some stuff for school anyway, some devices and whatnot. But I am gonna try and, I do often know that it's like the human thing just to, procrastinate or thinking short term, like not worry about the long term. But it's coming. This past year, it's been a blitz. I mean, it's been a blast, but also it's blitzed by like it was like a blink and you'll miss it sort of deal. Like, of course I've like felt it, but retrospectively and whatnot, or prospectively. But in retrospect, it feels so short. It was a good year. I mean, it had its ups and downs. Of course, I won't get into specifics, just because I like to keep it like, I don't want to involve too many personal details and whatnot. But there's been some tough times in the past year, and there's been some excellent times, prolific moments. I think in terms of like the modern Minecraft stuff, it wasn't the best year for that. Like, there was a lot of different things. Like a year ago we were in Newcraft 3. or even, yeah, I guess it would have been Newcraft 3. Like, just starting off. That's crazy to me to think, because I talk about like a year feeling like so long, and then Newcraft 3 feels like years ago. Newcraft feels like years ago. It's just so different to how I do things now. And honestly, I'm not even sure where we're going next with modern Minecraft. What's happening with Java? It's kind of basically soft dead right now, or I don't know how you'd call it. It's like dead, but I'm sure it could spring back to life. I know me and Devin decided to give it one more shot. Trying to bring people back onto it and whatnot. But I'm about ready to kind of leave Java behind a little bit, honestly. Because even if I did return to Java, I wouldn't really be able to play as much as I did before. Which I guess I could return to it. Like, I'm not saying I won't. But I'm just saying I'm done with it for now. I'm done with modern Minecraft for now. I may try things in the future, but I think Java is like the last major SMP I host. And that was of course with like friends and whatnot, so it was like whitelisted. But yeah, that's probably my last big attempt at all that. But anyway, yeah, Newcraft feels like forever ago though. And that was like the last major SMP I hosted other than Java. And all the other in-betweens that were on Bedrock and whatnot. But yeah, what a time. I mean, a year ago I wasn't even doing Journey to the Farlands. It hadn't even crossed my mind. It was a very, like, it was just something that happened so quickly. The journey just, sprung right in. It was the whole TFC story with TFC passing and me hearing about it and all that. Like the story I've told like a dozen times now, I'm sure. But yeah, I definitely felt motivated to do the series because I did like 100,000 blocks in just like 2 days, which I did recently, but to do that on like the first and second days of the journey as a whole, that's pretty mad. That's pretty crazy. I think my prediction, just to show how far off I was I only thought I'd make it about 30,000 blocks before like deciding to just turn back and just quit the journey. I'm sure I'm sure without like the YouTube stuff and streaming stuff when I started the journey, like which is how it was, I definitely could have definitely fallen into that and not done the journey at all. Or I had done like a little bit of the journey, but yeah, but I was very motivated. There was something definitely pushing me. It wasn't the streaming, of course, because I didn't start streaming this series until like October. I did October streams of Journey to the Farlands here. The first thing I did on YouTube was Minecraft 3, the start of that, which was a year ago. So we've come full circle. You know what? The channel begins with Minecraft 3, and here I am talking about where the channel began, and Journey to the Farlands, which is still here 11 months later. It has outlived so many goldarn SMPs, I swear. It gets outlived, what, Minecraft 3, Minecraft 4, the Fellowship, Minecraft 1 Part 2, the Sarber, and we'll see about Java. We'll see. I'm sure it'll outlive Java too, and anything else I throw at it, if I do. I'm pretty, I guess hopeless. I don't want to get too sappy about it, but I'm fairly like, I'm kind of done with it now. I've kind of had my fun with the SMP thing. And while I would love to have like, the good old days of Minecraft, like with like people being online, at least like semi-consistently, as they were back then, it it's quite distant now. I want different things now. Like I really enjoy the journey to the Farlands here. There's so much more to this. Like it just goes so much beyond just a little Minecraft world. Like if it was just walking in a straight line aimlessly, I mean, yeah, that's neat and all, but everything has to have a point. And all good things come to an end at some point. Minecraft came to an end. At least Minecraft 1 had a proper ending. And then, of course, I brought back Minecraft 1 a year later, and I was like, and then it, of course, died because no one played it. But time and time again, the same old truth seems to come to pass. So I think I'm just hanging my hat kind of thing, and I'm just ready to take on this journey now. Because, like I said, even if I were to return to Java, I wouldn't really have enough commitment to play it like nearly as much as I do the Journey to the Farlands. I feel like Journey to the Farlands killed off a lot of my interest in other things as like a result, which we're kind of getting into a lot of details here, but I think it definitely did impact other stuff. Like Newcraft, it was okay. Like I still played Newcraft, so I was already taking a break from Newcraft 3 though, and Newcraft 4 I was kind of touch and go with, so I think Journey to the Farlands definitely. I don't think it really took away from them. I think it more made me realize what I'm missing. You know, it was more or less just a lesson in just what to put your effort in too. Because I love to put my effort into Newcraft, and all these SMPs I hosted in Minecraft worlds and whatnot, but none of them could live up to really what I wanted. And I don't even, like, I don't think it was even really all that outrageous. Most of my, like, ideas for, like, an ideal, I would say perfect, but ideal is probably better, because I know what my perfect SMP would be like, but I gotta, knock it down quite a few notches to, manage expectations. And even I have trouble, had trouble, I guess. I had trouble figuring out that kind of stuff. But yeah, I guess that's all water under the bridge now. I guess we'll see if I ever do return to Java. I don't know if I'll put the same care and attention I gave it previously or Newcraft. I don't even know if I put all that much attention into Java. Like, my starter base was pretty neat. Like the ship, I really love the ship. It was great. But times got busy, and of course I took a break from everything, and Java just kind of kept going for me. And it doesn't really help that, like, when you don't play, of course other people see that and they're just like, why should I play, kind of thing. Or, other people get way too busy, which is also what's happened. So it's just like, what's the point in, like, attempting to keep, like, these kinds of servers alive when Journey to the Farlands and my other series can be a lot more gratifying. I don't have to rely off other people. I don't really rely on you guys. It's nice hearing from you guys in the chat and in the comments and whatnot. But I think my problem with a lot of my SMPs I've hosted and been on, actually I haven't really been on a whole lot of SMPs other than my own, but a huge problem with a lot of that was just the player base. I don't think it wasn't like toxic. I mean, Newcraft arguably had some questionable moments for sure, but that was an untamed beast for sure. We definitely tried to refine that later on, but to no avail, of course. But anyway, yeah. Well, it's good to kind of talk about this kind of stuff because it's the stuff you don't hear about. When I'm going through, like, the process of trying to cancel a series. I mean, I've already basically, I'm done with Java. I mean, I told Devin that, and he's still trying to bring me back, kind of thing, because he still has hope for it. But I'll see. I'll see. It really depends where my motivation goes. If I do have motivation to play it again, then I will. But until that day, I will, I guess, go sour, like I am now, and just kind of run my mouth, kind of thing. But that is, yeah, that's that. I don't really got all. Oh, we got a skelly here. I might just dig a hidey hole. But yeah, I definitely did something right with Journey to the Farlands. Definitely did something right, and I think you guys can tell. I know I'm glad to hear people are liking the series a lot. I mean, I see it in the comments whenever I check them. Everyone's so supportive of the series, which is great. Even if there's not very much of an aim, like I don't really have like a charity thing going on right now. I would love to do something like that. Make some, like, have some real world progress. But I think the journey as it is right now is good enough. I think I can work with it. And well, charity is great. I'm way too small to do that kind of thing. I'd much rather do it later on when, there's more people to support it and whatnot. It's more or less, like I've always said, it's more or less just a thing that I'm doing, and I just happen to be recording it. I just happen to be archiving it. I just happen to have enjoyed doing commentary so much. And making this into kind of something that I'm definitely proud of for sure. even regardless of the Farlands and like not having been we're getting somewhere, but it's we haven't quite reached the Farlands, of course. and I don't expect to anytime soon. Well, I am like 1 year, but I know probably for certain that that 1 year goal is probably like, if I really put my mind to it for like, like that time next year, if everything's ideal, then yes, there's a chance. But I think I gotta think beyond just reaching the Farlands and the goals and stuff. I much rather put attention and care into the series and at least, try and enjoy myself, make the best out of it while it lasts, because when I actually get to the Farlands, yes, it's gonna be gratifying and there's gonna be a lot of hype and whatnot, I'm sure. But a majority of the entertainment and the fun of the series is gonna be coming out of the beginning and the all the parts in between. Because yes, the ending is good, but for me, the journey is not quite black and white like that. You could teleport instantly out to the Farlands, and I have, but it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Like, sure, yes, you've seen the Farlands, and yes, you're looking at them. You can interact. You can, like move around, play the game. But I don't think it means much until you actually do something like this. I mean, am I saying do Journey to the Farlands? No. I I honestly, like I said a few episodes ago, I don't remember which one. There's too many of them now. but but I remember a few episodes ago saying don't do the Journey to the Farlands. It's not for the faint of heart. I'll put it like that. And yeah, I don't even know how I managed to make it this far without quitting. Let alone like the beginning, there was no streaming involved. Like that's also quite remarkable. But yeah, but yeah, the journey is crazy though. It's 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 a lot. It is a lot because honestly, a lot of the time, it feel because we're taking such small steps. Of course, only going blocks at a time, kind of thing, one block at a time. But it does add up over time. It kind of teaches you a lot of different things, and I'm sure a lot of useful life things as well. A lot of patience. I definitely have a lot of patience. I think anyone who's done the journey or at least at least done it like long enough will know how much patience it requires. And I'm a very patient person. Like if you're impatient and you like action and stuff, then I'm sure this isn't for you. I'm sure the people who are watching this kind of series, at least more than one episode kind of thing, are probably into the kind of chill commentary, Minecrafty stuff. And a big bonus, of course, of doing the journey like this is, of course, beta. I never got to play beta prior to this. This is actually my foray into beta, by the way. I never actually touched many beta versions prior to Journey to the Farlands. I don't think I ever mentioned that ever in the series. I don't know how I made it 170 or 180 episodes without even mentioning that. But yeah, I never played beta. When I got introduced to the game, I think it was release 1.6. I believe that was the version I started on Java back in July of 2012. So it's been, you know, 11 years. 11 years of me playing Minecraft. But I think the main reason why I love beta so much is just the simplicity, because it reminds me of Pocket Edition, which was a major version I played. You'd think you had Java since 2012, why didn't you just play that? And kid me didn't quite grasp that idea, and I just settled for Pocket Edition. I did not realize there was such a big debate back then, for sure. But the early versions of the Pocket Edition were a lot more reminiscent of beta Minecraft, with their much more limited features, and they're much more, yeah, all the limiting features and whatnot. And in a lot of ways, the old versions of Pocket Edition are a lot like beta, because of course they're based off it. You know, you gotta start somewhere when you're building a Minecraft game from scratch, like they were for Pocket Edition, and of course for Xbox 360 Edition, which I also played when it came out. I just was like a jack of all trades back then, apparently, for Minecraft. But I remember playing the old Xbox 360 edition, like TU1 and beyond and whatnot, and that was like beta Minecraft, and that's probably why I love beta. It's because I have memories of playing Minecraft versions like that, and I just, oh, oh, it was such a wonderful time. And it's so strange how I could build such cool stuff in modern Minecraft. Like I've built some crazy things, and I could build, I could, do such crazy things. But really, at the core, what I really like to do in Minecraft is I just like to adventure like this and just reminisce. I think this is probably my favorite, what I love to do, because I always keep coming back to the journey, no matter how long I've taken away from it, and or how many months or days or weeks. Of course, June has the prime example right now. And I'm sure if I don't get to the Farlands in the next year, then I'm sure after like a year or two, I might even be taking a year-long hiatus or longer. Really depends. I want to try doing streams, but I don't know how well it would go in post-secondary. I know it's like, known for being very rigorous and taxing and whatnot, but I don't know to what degree. It's like something you hear all about and you haven't actually experienced. So it's like that. So I'll of course we'll see closer to that. I like to try and think long term, especially for this series. Other stuff I don't really think long term. I think that's definitely seen in my Java stuff, or my Java Minecraft, where I'm not really thinking long term. I kind of just do stuff short term plans and whatnot, which I guess is pretty standard for a Minecraft world. You like to just worry about the next thing, or make a list, which I definitely loved my lists. But yeah, and also one thing I've been thinking a lot about recently is the Farland base, like the base at the Farlands, my final accomplishment of this world, which of course is like 8 million blocks away still, almost 9. So I have plenty of time to think about it, but I think I really want to make it symmetrical to the corner Farlands. I want to make a diagonal, like a diagonal base, which would be really weird looking. I don't think my main like residence will be. I'll have to figure something out. Because diagonal building, especially in beta, is really janky. But it would look really cool. Unless I just did like an arrowhead kind of style base or something, or like just like an what's the shape? Almost like an L shape house, except it'll be more symmetrical to the Farlands. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of some neat ideas. It also depends on what biome I get. Like if it's a water biome, I'll have to build like landscape, like terraform, or like build like an underwater or like some weird sci-fi base, which would be kind of neat. And if it's like a snow biome, then I'd have to build like a log cabin, or I feel like that'd be a good idea. Or if it's like this kind of area, then I would just do like my Farland Inn kind of thing, where it's like this big tall building, a nice mansion, a lodge. I guess yeah. And also, I got a bunch of different ideas for the Farland base. I don't really know what I'll do for the next outpost. I got a bit of a list. I can talk about that in another episode, though. We're coming to the end of this little episode here. Of course, I get into the good commentary subjects in the episode. That's like I'm supposed to make short. It's one of those, but hopefully you got a good taste for maybe what's to come in future commentaries. I don't know if I'll touch on a lot of this exactly. I mean, feel free to ask questions, of course, in the comments and whatnot. I'll try and answer them. I do try to answer them in the comments, But if they are like good enough to mention in a video, then I will. Or if if enough people kind of, I don't know, if I feel like a lot of people would ask that kind of question. Oh, I guess I slept through the night. Should we do one more day? We'll do one more day. But yeah, if people suggest or like ask something or suggest something, you can like suggest base ideas for the Outpost 3. I guess that's the next one. Or like anything I've said, comments and whatnot. I might try and do like a new segment of a video, like at the beginning or something, where I read comments and do shout outs or something. Just because it's like a small community of people at this channel here, and it'd be kind of nice to acknowledge some folks. I'm usually not, I'm not one for like publicity and stuff and whatnot like that, but I don't know, I think it'd be okay. I think it'd be nice to let people get some recognition. That is an idea. Oh, I'm yawning. Yawn break. Jeez. Gosh. Yep, I am very tired. Let's hope I don't sleep in, because I work pretty early tomorrow. I'm gonna go right off to bed after this. I'm not gonna even dilly-dally or anything. I'm gonna try and wake up relatively early tomorrow, so I probably won't. I don't know if I'll get a whole lot of sleep. It might just be that tomorrow night is just gonna be like a big sleep night. Just offload a bunch of that sleep, which doesn't work that way, but I try. I work with what I got. I got like a schedule, and I just try and work within it. But yeah, The journey to the Farlands. Jeez. I'm tasking myself with coming up with a name for the month-long event for this series. Maybe I'll confer with Devin. Maybe he can help me come up with some ideas. He's usually pretty good with that kind of stuff. Like all that naming stuff. And you guys can suggest ideas as well regarding that specifically, or really anything else. I'm not all that picky, of course. People have inspired a lot of different things on the channel. Outpost 1 was inspired by a viewer on from one of the live streams who asked me to do like a base. And then someone asked me to do another travel in the nether. I'm sure they meant permanently, which I didn't end up doing. But I humored them anyway, and I went to the nether. That was when I did the nether venture megasode. I haven't done a megasode in a long time. I mean, of course I did the one for before Journey to the Farlands. Which, yes, I did that one recently, but chronologically that one's like at the beginning of this Journey to the Farlands series. And that's how it should be treated. I think I'll do, I gotta work out a plan for tomorrow. I'll think about it at work tomorrow a little bit. And maybe tomorrow morning I'll think about what I want to do and try and eliminate stuff. And I probably won't do Kerbal, at least until it goes on sale next. I took too long to think about it, and the sale ran out. So maybe I'm just not as interested in it as I thought. I made a pretty good pitch in earlier episodes, but I'm pretty chock full of series and stuff right now. I'll probably just wait for a little while until I feel like bringing another series in, because yeah, it's a bit of stuff. Journey to the Farlands is my big project now. All that pessimistic conversation aside, I mean, it's all true. The Java SMP and whatnot. This stuff, me kind of just talking and basically grilling my previous SMPs. I mean, they're pretty great. They're great. They had their moments, but yeah, they all had after Newcraft 1, they all kind of tried to just relive the same hype almost, and plundered or floundered. I don't know what you'd call it. They all kind of just face planted. and just nosedive down into forgetability. Wait, the nosedive to forget to. I'm trying to. Forgetability doesn't make sense. Ah, who cares? It's a Journey to the Farlands episode. Nothing makes sense here. It's my mind's unravelings anyway. So you're gonna have to deal with my odd wordplay. I don't even understand it. Look, my own genius frightens me too. I don't know if genius is one thing, the way to call it, for sure. I don't know what it would be. I can tend to be a little eccentric for sure. A little odd. But that is more, I guess. Ooh, quick swim. I got my lovely cape. I'm strutting over to. Oh, I didn't even know it did that. Is that just how it looks underwater looks? I didn't even. Wow. The more you know. Doesn't even have like a blue tint to it or anything. It's just like it's like a watered up PNG over the top. And then just nada. Well, there's shadows, but oh, then when you go underwater, it's all blue. But like this, it's kind of funny looking. Ah, yes, the quirks in beta. A very old-fashioned, I guess I should say, old-fashioned thing I do is check out all the quirks, and it's still a thing I do to this day. And I even visit back to the old ones every once in a while. You know, yeah. Well, what was it? Oh, destruction. I know it was something destruction. Oh, the edge of destruction. That episode, I I re-enabled the jitters, and I enabled Optifine, and then also, of course, recently in my episode, which one? What did I call that one? Yeah, it's the one with the weird glitchy thumbnail and the cow. Probably some kind of wordplay on my part or whatever, detailing that crazy episode. Oh, what was it? Now it's bugging me. Complete 360. Honestly, my episode titles still. I feel like I never changed with episode naming. Of course, every episode I run out of. I have one less idea, but it seems like there's like 10 more to occupy that one that goes away kind of thing. They just kind of pop up. I don't know when they'll end. We'll see how many episodes it takes before I completely run out of ideas. Ideally, we'll at least get to the Farlands. Then after that, I can just lose my creativity or something. But oh gosh, yeah, I won't do it too much longer. I don't think you guys can bear with my yawning, and I'm pretty tired. My job is fairly taxing. It's definitely a bit more physical. There's just a lot of physical aspects to it. Lots of running around and walking, or moving around and pushing things around. So yeah, it's a bit of a taxing job, but I enjoy it, like I said, and yeah, it's been great, but it just leaves me very tired, and of course, not to mention that it's like almost 1 a.m. now. So, hey, what are you gonna do? I wanted to do a Journey to the Farland stream today, and my Calamity death mode playthrough got in the way. I would make a Terraria playthrough, but I just decided not to. I mean, if you guys want to see something like that, like a Terraria Calamity or something, let me know, because I know a lot of Minecrafters and people who watch Minecraft content also happen to like Terraria. I've noticed a lot of parallel with that, especially with myself, of course. I think easily, like, Terraria could have overtaken Minecraft for me because I found out about both games very close to each other. It was a bit of a battle, and Terraria lost. It, I mean, I guess I still play Terraria to this day, so I guess it didn't really lose. They're more kind of just there, coexisting. but, but yeah, that's gonna just about do it for the episode here. I don't want. I'm not gonna yawn again. I'll try not to. But I'm gonna go off to bed just because I need to work, like I said, and I'm tired. So yeah. Um, buckets, 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 buckets. Okay, well, I'm gonna block this up, and we will go off to Dreamland for yet another day. Probably after 6 p.m. tomorrow. I got off work at 6 p.m. So I'll do something after that. I guess I don't have as no wait 2. No, it's 10. It's 2. I have a lot more time than I thought. 4 extra hours. Ooh. Well, actually, it's like accounting for like meal breaks and. But yes. Anyway, I'm uh, I'm gonna go for now. But yeah, hopefully you guys did appreciate this episode and enjoy it. And yes, feel free to suggest anything or talk about anything I mentioned in the episode or really anything else. If you have any further suggestions, like games and whatnot for series, I'm definitely looking to do another series, but it just not like today kind of thing. But yeah, yeah, comment about any of that kind of stuff. And yeah, until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one.